this thing called you. One of the best books I've ever read. I think it will change your life. So I went through and I highlighted all the key things you need to know so you don't have to buy it through my affiliate links down below. Although that is an option. Let's talk about the best stuff in here that will change your life.
The power is within us. We can make this better. Forget divide and conquer. Weather the storm together.
This could be a long video. We're getting to all the best stuff in this book. Picture the law of attraction, but with actual instructions on how to do it and like actual effort. You're not just sitting in a chair. Lamborghinis are fun. I bet someone will give me one. Create or perish is the eternal mandate of nature. Be constructive or become frustrated is an equal demand. Are we not feeling that? I tell you, as a YouTuber, I feel great when I'm creating videos or I'm going outside, I'm creative and doing something and working on something. And then once that stops, I feel empty inside. So we're here to do something. You have a gift. We all have a gift for mankind, so start doing something for us. If God created you after his own nature, and there is nothing else he could have made out of you out of, oh God, then the thing you are after is already here within you. The only things that stand between you and it are the accumulated thoughts, beliefs, and emotions of the ages. So basically, it's just we have certain things happen to us in our youth, and that forms a different opinion than God's original thing. God's living through you, and like bad things happen, and like, oh my God, and now you see the world differently. It's just an interesting way to word it. But there's nothing there that has not been put there either by yourself or the race. What has been put there can be removed. These unbeliefs are thought patterns laid down throughout the ages and accentuated by your own experience. So like all these programmed beliefs that we have, you can get rid of them. Like, oh, I'm self-conscious because I'm ugly. I have a mole here. I'm not good enough. You can just abolish that. That's a beauty mark. You're special. So it's one of the most powerful things about being human is that you can reprogram. You can see your life. If it's not the way you want it, you can imagine a better one and then start working towards that. One by one, without frenzy or impatience, you are going to remove the mental blocks that stand between you and your destiny. What thought has done, thought can undo. The mental patterns laid down in your subconscious throughout the ages can be consciously removed. They don't teach you that in school, do they? They teach you could be a doctor or a lawyer. This great thing within you, which is called will or choice, can decide your destiny. It can remove every obstruction and gradually implant new patterns in your mind. So that's what I've been working on. I have this belief that, okay, my skin's not perfect. I have digestive issues. If those are your constant thoughts all the time, that's what I've been thinking for the last 20 years. So I'm rewriting that. I'm healthy. Just trying to think. It's hard. It's not easy. Easier said than done, asshole. But we have the blueprint now. Moseying on along here. Nothing good on these pages. All garbage. Oh, here we go. The law is always a mirror reflecting your mental attitudes. Therefore, if you say, I can have a little good, it will produce this small amount of good for you. But if you say, all the good there is mine, with equal certainty, it will produce a larger good. If you believe that wherever you go, you will meet with love and friendship, I probably said that wrong, with appreciation and gratitude, then this will become the law of your life. Wow, look at that. So it's true, we get what we expect. Do you think it's hard to make $10,000 this month? Then it's going to be hard. Do you think it's hard to heal whatever's wrong with you in 2 weeks? Oh my God, 2 weeks, I need at least 3 years of detox. Come on now, get on board already. It's yours if you want it. Fast. Faith in right must always reverse that which is wrong. That sounded cool, huh? Just know that good wins. The only important role the will plays is in a decision to keep thought poised long enough to permit the law to operate. So that's the thing. It's your your base attitude that is happening all the time that determines your reality. So you can't just say, I want to be healthy. Yay, I don't have zits. And then the rest of the day, you're like, damn, this itchy ass scalp. What the hell's wrong with my face? It's what you think about most often that becomes your reality, not the little 5-minute hippie meditation that you do, and then you revert back to a slave. Laws are always impersonal. God doesn't care if you want to fail. He will allow you to do that, and you are that. He's in here. Just you knowing that you're alive, there's God. Hey, how's it going, God? Like, you know you're here, right? Holy shit, I'm alive. What the hell is this place? That's God. So like, he doesn't care if you want to fail, go ahead. Impersonal. The laws always work. Just think about whatever the hell you want all the time, whatever that is. Think about negativity and hatred and how you hate all your friends and they did you wrong. Go ahead, think about that all the time. You'll become a lonely loser. Good. You wish to reap joy, happiness, love, friendship, health, harmony, and success? Could you expect to keep your mind filled with such thoughts for yourself unless it were filled with similar thoughts for others? Of course not. This would not make sense. Therefore, Jesus said to love your enemies, be kind to everyone, give, and to you shall be given. He said that when you give, the gift will return to you multiplied. What a marvelous concept this is. It seems too good to be true, yet plant a seed in the ground and it multiplies its own type many times. So that's an area where a lot of people struggle. We're selfish, but if you expand your desires for other people, God, like, if your main goal in life will better the world, it's coming to you guaranteed. But if it's like this selfish desire, it's not coming fast. There is a law of multiplicity in nature. You have a right to expect that what you wish for others will be returned to you through others. You have no right to expect that you can reap where you have not sown. If you can see God in everything, then God will look back at you through everything. That's just like too powerful to even comprehend, that whole sentence. Whoa. This is the meaning of that saying, act as though I am and I will be. This is the law of give and take. Act healthy, act successful, and you are that. But believe it all the time, not just 5 minutes meditating, asshole. When the time comes that nothing goes forth from you other than that which you would be glad to have return, then you will have reached your heaven. Ain't that the truth, man? It's hard, isn't it? Sometimes I'm short with people. My fiance is trying to edit videos and I'm like annoyed that it's not sinking in. It's like, you press X here. Remember, we went over this. What if you were just happy to give? I had the thought the other day, what if you just had this mindset, stop whatever it is you're doing to help? How can I do that? How can I just be annoyed, stopping what I'm doing and help? Drop everything and help anyone. That should be our mindset. All right, little man, the game is yours. Play it as you see fit. I'm going to serve you, but don't fool yourself. I'm going to reflect right back to you with exactness what you really are. If you don't like what is happening, I am not going to be disturbed. You are the arbiter of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. So if you don't like your surroundings, it's your thoughts that suck. It's you that sucks. Someday when you sit down by the roadside, weary with struggle, you will listen deeply and you will hear a voice saying, this is the path, follow it. Even then, I shall wait, for you are you, and you cannot return to your Father's house other than as a complete and perfect individualization of myself. It is not reality that you must change, but your mental reaction to it. You've heard that. There's no such thing as suffering. Like something terrible happens, you can either be like, okay, what's the solution to that nightmare? Or you just like, oh my God, I can't believe my life. It's all up to us. Your hope lies in the fact that you can change these patterns. Perhaps not in a moment or a day or a month or a year, but you can change them. This is not a process of merely making affirmations or holding thoughts. It is a process of the gradual re-education of your whole mental reaction. It is a process of following the intuition back to the pattern of feeling toward it, of accepting it, and of acting as though it were there. It takes time. We fall back on these old belief patterns, and it can take a long time of rewriting that. But you'll get there. This whole page was just gold in a basket. The whole thing is so simple at first it seems impossible that it could be that way, yet it is. As you watch your mental actions and reactions, particularly those that are rooted in feeling, as you observe your expectations, you will feel impulses rising from within, habits of belief, patterns of thought, too many of which are negative. As you carefully weigh and measure the operation of this unconscious expectancy, as it comes to the surface, you can detect what has to be changed. If you can accept that these impulsions are thought patterns that have been laid down there by yourself, or the sum total of human belief, you will realize that they can be changed by bringing in exactly opposite thought patterns. This will not be a question of struggling with old thought patterns so much as it will be one of gradually straining them out. It's like weeds. Just get them out. Just stop that. No more weeds. You will notice if you follow a few simple rules and methods carefully that when thoughts of confusion persist in coming to the surface, statements of peace will neutralize them. When thoughts of fear assail, statements of faith will counteract their actions. Just like our modern world. It's like, oh my God, this is insane. No, stick to the plan. Life is good. God knows best. When thoughts of unhappiness well up from within, thoughts of happiness and joy will transmute them through the alchemy of spirit. Easier said than done? Perhaps. But like, it is a tool. You've been sad, and then like all of a sudden you play a song and you bounce out of it. You chose to change your frequency. You can do that anytime. First of all, you must arrive at peace of mind. It is only on the basis of peace that you can persist with absolute certainty. Peace alone gives poise. There is an intuition within you which already knows that you are one with good, that your destiny is certain, and you must listen to this intuition, for it is the voice of God in you. There is a law of cause and effect which automatically compels man to reap as he sows. The day he ceases to sow error, he will begin to reap truth. When he stops sowing hate, he will reap love. When he stops sowing unforgiveness, he will be forgiven. When he stops sowing fear, he will reap faith. It's true. You get stuck in your patterns, and it's a continual, perpetual thing. If you have negative thinking, and then you have negative life, and then you think negatively about the life, and then it continues. Whereas like you have to ignore your bullshit life and create better thoughts. And then the life changes. You see where we're going with it? Learn to exchange fears, doubts, and uncertainties for faith. Faith can make you whole. Faith can convert fear into certainty, poverty into riches, disease into health. Faith can lift you from a valley of despair into a mountain of hope and certainty. O ye of little faith. It was the faith that healed you. I did nothing. It was you believing that touching my robe would heal you, and that's why. That's power, man. To realize that God is ever present, ever available, is to know that all the wisdom, intelligence, and power of the universe is right where you are. Your word is power when you know this. This is why everything in your life depends upon your belief, why it is done unto you as you believe. Change your belief, and you can change the world. It's a mental game. Does any of this even exist? Because you believe it does. That's the world you get back, your believed world. When you use the word God, you mean the power that creates everything, that gives life to everything. When you say all things are possible, you mean that the power which created the flat world is now operating in your affairs, in and through everything you do. It's so cool that he knows what our world is. Your faith in it clears your mind of fear and uncertainty and provides a channel through which the power may work for you. There's nothing this power cannot do for you if you learn how to use it. It is impossible for it to fail. All failure is of man. None comes from God. As long as you have faith in what you're doing is good, it's gonna work. Eventually, you just gotta have faith. Easier said than done. It is known fact that thoughts often repeated form patterns in mind which automatically reproduce themselves. That is so true, man. They can downward spiral fast. Just these constant thoughts of your like childhood. Like you're not even that little boy anymore, and it's like, I'm scared. This is one of the basic principles of the new knowledge of the mind. This illustration is often used by psychologists to explain continuously repeated neurotic conditions. Why not use this creative law constructively, dislodging old thought patterns with their morbid reactions to life? These thought patterns have hypnotized humanity into the belief that fear, unhappiness, poverty, sickness must prevail. It is important that you maintain a strict censorship over your thinking, just as you watch a garden that foreign seeds shall fall not into, producing a growth of undesirable plants. No plants are undesirable. Go vegan. So you must refuse entrance to any thoughts you do not wish to see manifested in your life. This is like, after reading this, you know the key to moving forward. I would still find myself like, yeah, that gas, that is not going away anytime. And it's so easy to fall back in, but like, you know how to change it. Guard well this garden of your mind. It is God's garden of your soul. It is your garden of Eden, wherein may grow your fondest desires and hopes, blossoming into fulfillment. Or, if you permit the weeds of destruction, fear, and doubt, will choke out the beauty of hope until despair alone remains. Watch carefully then this garden of your soul. Plant there only seeds of happiness, of joy, of peace, and of goodwill. I was well on my way to 3 million subscribers on YouTube until my thought pattern belief system thought that YouTube was now suppressing me. They're not gonna allow health information to get out there. Well, I'm rewriting that belief into, no, the white hats took over YouTube. They're slow dripping good information now. Any second now, we're just gonna skyrocket back up there. I'm not being suppressed. This is good content. People like this show. The power of the Spirit which is ever with you is sufficient to meet your every need. If you need healing, this power can heal you. If you need happiness, the Spirit can provide it. If you need supply, the God who is ever with you can give it. No matter what situation you may be in, it can be changed. The winds of God never cease to blow. Set the sails of your hope that these winds may fill them. Learn to drink freely from the fountain of life. That's what freely drinks. Spirit withholds nothing from you. To believe that God refuses the good you desire is to deny the goodness of God. It is refusal to accept the profound conclusion of the one who said, "It is done unto you as you believe." Often you may find that even though you start with an enthusiastic conviction, you become stranded on the rock of unbelief. Refuse to let this discourage you. The law still is that it is done unto you as you believe. No matter how subtle the thoughts of lack, fear, uncertainty, or loneliness may be, they do not belong to you. Your affirmation can erase them. Become master of your thinking, hence master of your fate. Always do this with a sense of union with good, for you have not been left alone to fight a losing battle or contend against powers of evil. You have been left alone to discover your real nature, that as an individual, you may consciously unite with the law of life and the presence of good. The only thing that can hinder you is yourself. The only thing that can help you is yourself, because it is you who reflects the image in the mirror. What was that saying? There was some saying where it's like, if you don't like the guy's expression in the mirror, why don't you smile at him sometime, or something like that. It was worded a little better, but that's the thing that changed my life. Just watching The Secret, realizing that I was the one causing my problems, that's what changed my life. I was sick, on welfare, doing nothing, super depressed. Now it's like, okay, I'm controlling that. I did that to myself. It's a much more powerful stance to have than, Oh, the world, I lost my job, she dumped me, how could anybody survive in this world? Like, take your power back, man. When you accept in simple faith, you will receive. When you knock in childlike belief, the door will be opened. What you seek with enthusiastic acceptance, you will find. Do kids not get candy? They're excited for it. They believe it's coming. And then they bounce off the walls, and their parents love it. Any method that leads to conviction will produce results. Boom. You're done. Just that one sentence. Just believe it. Convict. Go for it. Bunch of garbage. And now, here, little sentence here. Make a picture of yourself as happy and successful. Refuse to entertain contrary ideas. Vision board, anyone? Just believe. I have this belief of myself, perfect. I'm like sitting on the hill. I just have this thick hair, muscular, happy, so much energy, couldn't believe it. I'm grounded on the earth, overlooking a mountain. That is me. Now, be him now. Since you are the only one who has complete access to your thought, you can do this for yourself better than anyone else can do it for you. No need for a therapist. You are the therapist. It is not always easy for one to control his thoughts. It is not easy in the midst of pain to think of peace, in the midst of poverty to think of abundance, in the midst of unhappiness to think of joy. But if you do this, you will meet with success. That's the thing, you have to ignore and stick with it. Ignoring, ow, this pain. I smashed my thumb the other day. I fell and it was like, ow, that really hurt. If I focused on this pain all the time, oh wow, that hurts, still hurts, not healing at all. I'm vegan, I have no nutrients, why would it heal? Just ignore you. Functioning hand is what you feel. Think of that all the time. Functioning hand, can't wait to grab things. Now, think of some desire and say, it is done unto me. That's all you need to know. I am healthy, I am successful, I am smart. Such thick hair, couldn't even believe it. When you think with complete conviction, the law of mind will operate on your thought exactly as you think it, for the thing, condition, or person you are thinking about. That's the end of the sentence. I did not read that properly. The repeated experience of thousands during the last 50 years has proved this. The principle you are using has been scientifically demonstrated. It is now merely a question of how effectively you use it. Just go do it, asshole. If you scroll on down below there, you'll see my Amazon shop, and there will be like books section. And whenever I read a good one, I'll put it in there so you know what to read next. And then we'll do a little book review depending on the response to this video. You better like it. Thumbs up. There should be a definiteness in your mental attitude, but no sense of coercion. No, I don't know what that means. There should be a one-pointedness without any attempt at concentration. There should be a definite direction without trying to force anything. There should be a positive decision without compulsion. So that's the thing of getting to the point where it's just your natural thoughts. You're no longer thinking of the lack and the things. It's just abundance and success is yours, and happiness, and I can't believe how much good I provide to society. Wow, I help people every day. And it's your baseline thought. That's when the power starts to happen, when it's like every day, every second, this is your belief system. Super healthy. His hair's so thick. You cannot build happiness or sanity on the proposition that God wills evil, that there is a devil, a hell, or a future punishment. The law of cause and effect works at all times as absolute justice. While you would harm others, you can be hurt yourself. While you withhold good, you can have an equal amount of good withheld from you. God is good. Devil, nope. Since this law acts like a mirror, when you withdraw old images of thought and place new ones in front of this mirror of mind, the old reflections or conditions cease to exist and the new ones take their place. But if you only half withdraw the old images and only half create new ones, your experience will partake of the nature of both kinds of thoughts. So that's where I think most of us are. We have these old beliefs that we don't want anymore. We have new ideals. And so sporadically we're bringing in this new ideals, but like we're fraud checked. And it's like, yeah, I know, I don't really believe that at all. I'm a loser. And then like eventually, no, I deserve this. I'm good. And then like we work it out. Bunch of garbage here, zero good information. You should still read this book, even though I'm picking the best parts. Those are the best parts for me. There might be other stuff in here that's like, why did he skip past that? This is the one that speaks to me. So definitely still read the book. If you wish to be successful, you must identify yourself with success. The law of identity is a definite thing. That with which you mentally identify yourself sets up an image of thought in your consciousness which tends to attract the situations with which you are mentally identified. The subjective state of your consciousness, which means the sum total of your unconscious thought processes, is continually attracting or repelling. This process goes on beneath the threshold of the conscious mind. People are often attracting things to themselves which they do not consciously desire, but with which they have become unconsciously identified. Those thought programs, man, like, and we bring more of it just because something happened when you were 12. The subconscious state of your thought is an accumulation, while these subjective images of thought act as a cause. As long as they are permitted to remain, they can be uprooted and others put in their place. Repetitive, we heard that earlier, but that's the point. Like, get it in there, say it a different way, and it'll stick in your brain, monkey. It may take time to do this, but the reward is worth the effort. Your whole aim is to bring your mind to a place where it unconsciously accepts the good it desires. Divine guidance is yours for the asking. The answer to any problem which can ever confront you already exists at the center of your being. It is not enough merely to know that divine guidance exists. You must use it. You use it by consciously recognizing its source within yourself and by deliberately calling upon it, expecting it to answer. It's so like, we know that. You've heard like the Akashic records, like we know everything. We have access to it all and it's inside. I remember Dr. Morris always used to say, like, if you want the answer to something, shut up. There's nothing you won't know, just go inside and silence. That's why the world is designed to distract just take your attention at every second. Go scroll on this, look at this, look at the flashing lights. If you go in, there's nothing you won't know. In order that you may not receive false impressions, you can test the thoughts that come to you. This is where so something comes to me, it's like, what was that though? That wasn't God, that was just Satan saying like, you should release your seed today, that might be fun. It's like, okay, God, are you sure? That can be the hardest part. Who's talking to you in the mind? It's not schizophrenia. For instance, if you receive subconscious impressions that have the slightest element of destructiveness in them, you may know that they do not emanate from a divine source, for life is not the author of confusion, but of peace. So if it's bad news, ignore. If you wish to be certain that the impressions that come to you are from spirit, analyze them and see if they are of the nature of goodness and peace, which the spirit must be. God never sets one man's opinion against that of another. God, being love, never wills hate or destruction, like the hate I got today for buying American lettuce. The guy was like, I'm unsubscribing. You're gonna buy American products? I'm like, sorry for surviving a Canadian winter and loving my American friends. When a problem confronts you, take it into the silence of your consciousness. Instead of thinking of the problem, think of the answer. God does not have problems. Therefore, the divine mind is the answer to every human problem. Principles never have problems. Mentally act and think as though the problem were only an argument trying to convince you that you do not know the answer. Well, it is your business to neutralize this argument, taking it apart thought by thought until there's nothing left of it, until you reach a realization that dissipates it. The divine presence will guide, guard, and protect you. It will counsel you with wisdom. Its might and majesty will enter into your being. It will sustain and uphold you in everything you do. You will learn to talk with it, and you will receive direct, intuitive answers. Faith is the essence of this communion. Now the battery, you don't like recording for 40 minutes straight? You think I didn't have a second camera? Come on. When life gives you lemon, I make lemonade with lots of sugar, by the way. Let me know if you like this style of video or if it's too long and you already clicked off. Leave it on for your cat, please. Learn how to think abundantly. Think of the vastness of everything, the limitless of space, the numberless grains of sand on the seashore. How abundant, how lavish nature is. Learn to see abundance in everything, to multiply the good you already possess. Be consciously one with the law of abundance. Expectancy will speed your progress. The world is abundant. Like, we go and like, oh, there's hardly any grapes. But like out there in the world, it's like, oh my God, the fruit's fallen from the trees. There's too much. Like every tree has way too much fruit for the whole neighborhood. Definite statements produce definite results when these statements are sincerely believed in. Expectancy speeds progress. Therefore, live in a continual state of expectancy no matter how much good you are experiencing today. Expect greater good tomorrow. Expect to meet new friends. Expect to meet new and wonderful experiences. Try this magic of expectancy, and you will soon discover a dramatic side to your work which will give full vent to constructive feeling. I did not read that right. It makes life a game that is a joy to play. It enables you to enter into the spirit of things and of people. That's a fun little belief to have though. Like, you have an amazing day and then I wonder what even better will happen tomorrow. A lot of people are just like, I made it. Thank God I survived that stupid day. Oh, it's gonna be the same old shit tomorrow. You ever ask somebody like, how was your day? It's like, same shit. That's why, because you believe sameness of shit. Your enthusiastic anticipation and happy contentment water the seed of faith which you have placed in the soil of divine substance. Believing this, do not delay the joy of possessing until tomorrow. There are no tomorrows in the divine mind. Your tomorrow is merely more of God's today. That's kind of the secret, is living it now, not hoping for better health later. One day I will heal. Be it now in your mind first. That's how everything is created. First the thought and then the thing. So think better and now and live it now. I have it now. Many of the reflections are caused by the images of thought entertained through previous years of disappointment, uncertainty, and doubt. But this must not discourage you. Old programs, chop them. Learn to sit at home with the cause, to reaffirm your position in life, to remold your consciousness, and you will see that the reflections will change. Just as a gardener pulls up old plants that are no longer desirable, so you will uproot the images of thought which you no longer wish to experience. You will plant new thoughts in the garden of your mind, and you will reap a new harvest. Here was a good little poem. He wrote a bunch of these poems. Most of them are like, no, thank you to that. But this one was powerful. You have no place in me. There is nothing in me that can entertain thoughts of negation or doubt. I refuse to admit them. I know that my word casts out fear and doubt. It converts fear into faith. I know there is nothing in the universe that wishes me ill. There are no negative forces operating in, around, or through me. There is but one mind, which is my mind. This true mind within me has never received an image of doubt. The God mind within me entertains only that which is perfect. Imagine that guy walking in the room. It's like, holy shit, don't bother him. I didn't realize how long this video was going to be. We're only halfway done. I feel like either we do a part 2 or just stop. Like, you got enough. Just buy the damn book. There's a lot of gold in the following pages, but I don't know, man. I got things to do. I was going for a nature walk soon. Got lunch to make. I gotta go grocery shopping. Leave me alone already. So we had some fun. Great book. Available through the affiliate links, of course. And what'd you think? Some gems in there? not bad. So I'm going to leave now. That was fun. Wow. I thought, yeah, I'll just read a whole book in one video in 10 minutes or so. That's not how life works. I'll be going now after you thumb up the video. Like, you could thumb it down, but the reason is you're planting a belief in your mind that it's fun to pet porcupines. Not for you. They might like it a little bit, but they have spiky things, and they often projectile launch them at their enemies, and that's you. They know you. They know your thoughts. You're not the same. You're not the being you're trying to project into being. You're still the old one. Until you're the new guy, then you can pet a porcupine sometime. I'll leave. How you doing? You subscribing after Bitcoin gets donated? Support more videos. I'll see you next one.